I haven't done one of these in a while, but I wanted to do one today, so I'm going to. One of the reasons I haven't done so I've been lazy, which is why I haven't done a sketchbook tour in a while. But the second reason why is for those of you guys who don't know, I've been working on a web comic. I update it twice a week. It's called Children of Atlas. But basically my sketchbooks have been full of like plot details and stuff for that, and so I haven't been wanting to do a sketchbook tour because I haven't been wanting to just like spoil all of the things I have planned. Not that I'm not even entirely sure how far I'll get into the webcomic, but I didn't want to just do sketchbook tours and spoil everything that would ever happen. So I haven't been, but there's not too many plot details in this one, so I thought it would be fun to do a little sketchbook tour for this one. So let's get into it. So this sketchbook tour starts right when I finished Eastward, the game Eastward. So we have some Eastward doodles, and sketches of those characters. Hi, welcome to the stream, Michaela. And then I have a video planned for Eastward, but I don't know if we'll get into it. But that's what this is. This is some planning for a possible video. Let's see. Here's I'm particularly fond of this drawing. I actually added some color onto it digitally a little while back and posted that. Here's some drawings of Sam from the game. I won't talk too much about the doodles in case any of you guys end up deciding to play Eastward. It's a fantastic game. Highly recommend. But it's, more fun if you don't know, have everything spoiled. I have this one person who will commission me for Digimon lines, like Digivolution lines. And so here's some of the work for that. Some of the character development, basically, and designs. We actually ended up scrapping this whole design. Like all this line of reasoning we ended up tossing out, but that's okay. Here's some drawings I did. I colored this one. I colored this one too, but I didn't like it. And then this is the first day of spring school. So I was quite frustrated at one of my classes. So that came out in my doodles during that class. List of stuff I need, and then just some miscellaneous drawings. This is like beach day outfits for some of the characters from Children of Atlas. I actually really like both of these outfits quite a bit on them. This is Siren, this is Isla, and this is Angel. But Angel looks a little bit too old for... Angel is supposed to be younger than these two, and I feel like this drawing of Angel has them looking about the same, so... But that's okay, it was just a sketch. More Eastward doodles. This is a character from one of my other story ideas that I just drew on a whim. So I just drew him on a whim. Let's see, we got a Sneak. This is just a fun character that I drew and I thought looked nice. This is an older version, an older idea for Angel from Children of Atlas. This is just a fun character. This is more of that Digimon line commission. So just for funsies or whatever, or just for funsies. This was a sketch, and I think I ended up tweaking it a little bit before the final stage, but this is mostly what we went with. More Sam, more drawings, just goofing around. To-do list, drawings, the works. More stuff for that line. Again, this character ended up getting dropped, and this character ended up getting dropped as well, which is actually kind of nice. Well, not nice, but like I'm fine with it because that's just how the cookie crumbles. But now means that this character design I can just keep for myself, which I'm kind of happy with. It's like a mushroom whale, so mushroom whale's mine now because they don't want it. Here's some storyboards for a potential video. Didn't end up going with it, and I probably won't. I always like think that I want to do videos for Children of Atlas, my webcomic, but I also don't want to spoil things. So I'm constantly having to fight whether or not I want to do videos for it or if I want to try to prevent spoilers. Here's another drawing concept for the commission. Again, this mushroom whale is now just mine because she ended up not wanting that design. Just having fun. I think we're getting close to the point where I start really transitioning hard into just trying to work with, not pencils, pens. A lot of my teachers and stuff at school recommend trying to use pens. A lot of artists I really, not necessarily idolize, but look up to recommend using pens. So I've been using pens a lot more in my sketchbooks. Plus, you don't get that like rub. I mostly I try to spray my sketchbooks pretty often so that they don't get too like the graphite doesn't rub too hard and mess things up. But with pen, you don't have to worry about that at all. Here's some Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. You're gonna see a decent amount of that through this sketchbook. I went through a pretty big phase of drawing a ton of Five Nights at Freddy's art, at least partially because I never drew any back in the day because I was too worried about being cringe, and now I'm just having fun drawing what I feel like drawing. There's some more drawings about that. I really like Michael Afton, so that's mostly what I end up drawing. Some more stuff kind of in that vein, and then a couple things from Inscription, which is a fantastic video game. More drawings. More drawings. Some of the stuff I'm going to skim over, either because it's spoilers or I just don't have much to say about it. Some more stuff. I really wanted to try to capture. I have, you know when you have jeans that have holes in them, like on purpose? I find myself constantly like sticking my hands into the holes in my jeans and stuff, like on the knees and stuff. I was playing with just whatever Sharpies I had in my backpack, and I thought that was actually really fun. I had a good time with that. That's a character who's actually just barely getting introduced in the comic. Some more doodles. Just playing around with like ideas, but I don't think these went anywhere either. I have a bunch of to-do lists, so I won't really talk about them because they're just like every 5 pages or so, I rewrite my to-do list just to try to make sure I have everything under control. Some more Inscription doodles, this time featuring the Strange Larva and Child 13, just because I really love Strange Larva and Child 13. These are some Zelda dress designs for like fan game I've been kind of helping with off to the side. I don't know if anything will happen with it, but I've just been having fun doing some designs for that. Some drawings of people from real life for a couple different commissions some friends are doing. This is the design, or this is the train of thought that we went with for the actual character for that commission. I believe we went with this one, but here's some of my searches, and then I think we have a couple more on the next page. Let's see. Yeah, here's a couple more, like, search designs. Oh, we went with this one in the end, actually. But I did a couple more searches and tries, and then played around with this form of this character, and I believe we end up going a different direction in a couple pages. Yeah, there it is. So then I was playing with the design. Because she didn't like the whale one, I wanted to go with something a little bit sharper and snappier looking than the whale. And we ended up landing on more or less this design, which I'm pretty happy with. I think it turned out really nice. And if you go to my Tumblr, you can see the full commission fully covered. I think it turned out pretty nice. These are the drawings I did of both of those to transfer onto my iPad to do proper coloring. This is Sissel, or a cat. I won't go explain that too much now that it would be a potential spoiler. Some ideas. I met together with a friend to discuss if we wanted to try to make a game together. So these are just a bunch of different story ideas I have that I thought could be converted into a video game. These are some potential thumbnails for a cover from one of my twins' fan fictions. And then these are ideas for a character from Ghost Trick. A character from Ghost Trick if they were human. If you know Ghost Trick, you'll know who this character is, but I'll try not to say it. So some more Ghost Trick related drawings. Then we get back to Five Nights at Freddy's. I really like the idea that in the afterlife, after like Pizzeria Simulator, but before like whatever's going on in Security Breach, there was a period of time where it was like mostly just like Michael Afton, Charlie, Emily, and Cassidy, who were just like hanging out in the afterlife or whatever. So this has to do with that and playing around with fun designs. I really like Michael being this older brother figure to the other kids, because he's also like the one that lived the longest before he died, but also like probably shouldering too much, but he's like really a martyr. Some quotes from a book I was reading. This was an idea for the main character for one of the video games I posited. We ended up not going with that game, but I would still love to do it sometime in the future. Currently, the one that we're deciding to focus on is more of a Metroidvania side-scroller-esque game, and this one would have been more of a top-down, not top-down platformer. Top-down adventure, kind of like a Link's Awakening style was kind of the idea. Or like a Link to the Past or the Oracle games, any of those work. So these are the ideas of what the main character would look like. She has a design I'm still quite fond of. The idea we did decide to go with, I won't go too much into detail, but it's basically like... Oh, by the way, if any of you guys are hanging out in chat, feel free to ask questions or anything. I'm totally open to chatting about anything if you guys want. Anyway, so we decided to go with characters that go into like kaijus, basically, to harvest pieces of them, kind of like the scientists in Pacific Rim. So these are some first ideas of like spelunker gear that the characters could wear. So I do a lot of like character exploration for that in the next coming stuff. These are the storyboards for Waiting on a Miracle. If you guys have watched that video of mine, you can see just how bad my storyboards are. I really don't put much work into at least the first pass. And usually my second pass I just post. So if I'm gonna do a storyboard, I usually try to make it quick. That's an assignment for one of my classes. And that's the end of the storyboards. Oh, this is a picture I still haven't posted yet. This is before I actually fully drew out Waiting on a Miracle. This is the first like proper drawing I did of it outside of the storyboards, because I really wanted to try to see if I could get the right emotion I wanted on her. And I think the video itself actually doesn't quite get to this emotive level, but that's okay. Again, playing around with just the markers I have on my backpack at the time. This time just with the 2 Sharpies. A picnic basket, characters, ideas for the story, for the gameplay and that kind of stuff. The usual. I really wanted to... this is so frustrating. So I want one of the characters to be like Jewish, but it's also in like a fantasy world. So I'm like, should I or should I not? But I was thinking about having a hijabi character, which then would like denote the concept of Muslimism. So like, is it okay to have those religions in a game that is technically not taking place on Earth? I don't know. I need to get in contact with, like, I have this one person, hello? Who is Jewish, who sometimes will help me, give me advice when I'm trying to create a Jewish character. So I've been thinking about, getting in contact with them and talking to them about that. This is just playing around with the character. I wanted to try to do an idea where, you know when a character dresses like half masculine and half feminine in formal gear? It's usually like a formal top and then like a dress bottom, like a skirt or something. And so I was playing around with the idea where instead it's a feminine top and a masculine like bottom. I'm not sure if it worked out well, but it's still an idea I'd like to play with. Some more character ideas. This guy doesn't have an arm, and so that's cool. This guy's a cowboy, so I love him. I'm actually still really happy with how this drawing came out. More of the cowboy dude. Some more ideas. Playing around with like the symbol of the group and how exactly it would work. I'm really a big fan of Ouroboros symbolism, and I'm also a big fan of like just like a simple symbol meaning something in a culture. So I thought that maybe there would be like signs posted everywhere that look like that. But still playing around with it. This is a drawing for one of my patrons, my one son patron. I only have one son patron, so this is for him. He was discussing with me the idea of trees that grow in a place of lower gravity. So I was thinking that maybe they because the gravity is lower there, their roots actually rise, push them out of the ground to get closer to the sun. And so I thought it would be cool if there were just like these huge roots that people could walk through. More to-do lists. Here we have Terriermon. This is a quick doodle of Luke from Tales of the Abyss that I'm not super happy with, but that's okay. More Terriermon, but like on the bus. Some drawings for a commission that I finished up just the other day. More Digimon doodles, Terriermon, Gummymon, not Terriermon, Lotmon, Gummymon. This is actually the design we're going to be going with for the main character for the game I'm working on. I didn't draw this intending for that to be what it is, but we kind of have, I've talked to a couple different people and I think we've all agreed, most of us have agreed that this is probably the strongest design. But you'll see a bunch more searching for the right design for the character in the next coming pages. More Terriermon, more Gummymon while I work on, this is, for those of you guys who don't attend art school, this is called a drawing horse. So I was working on something on a drawing horse and I was thinking about, I enjoyed thinking about if Digimon or, for instance, like if Pokemon were like casually real, like just what they would be doing while I was busy with other stuff. Fox Doodle. Some more character designing for the game. From here on, we have a couple pages of what I think are at least stronger characters designs. I want them all to more or less follow a uniform of having this, shoot, now I can't remember what it's called, harness that they wear, for rappelling down places, and like a black turtleneck, idea, but then like making sure each character kind of has their own identity. Some of these I think are more successful than others. I think this guy's pretty successful. This guy's a little weaker, so I quite like this character as well. And there's that character from a couple pages back returning. This character doesn't quite fit the vibe of the game that I've been discussing. He's a little bit too heavy sci-fi when we're going more for like soft sci-fi. This is another character idea for the game, and then just a bunch of notes about it, and then to-do lists. Here's some Hollow Knight stuff. For those of you guys who haven't been keeping up with the comic on Tumblr, Struggle Bugs Struggle, or Bug Struggle Bug? No, it's Struggle Bug Struggle. This is some fan art I did for that, even though I accidentally gave Hollow Knight both his arms, but whatever. Some human hornet designs just for funsies, along with a human Hollow Knight. I love the image of Hollow Knight, who is supposed to be this huge, intimidating figure after the fallout of the end of the game, kind of receding in on themselves and trying to make themselves very small and trying to hide behind Hornet, who is kind of comically small compared to them. Here's some more character design ideas. Well, here's Hollow Knight again, but with a grub. And then here's some more character design ideas. I really actually am a big fan of this one. I think he's got a lot of character. He is inspired by Montgomery Gator, but what can you do? I think he's fun and has a lot of personality, while, again, still maintaining the uniform of the people, the Ouroboros Foundation, but that's not super relevant. This is just a doodle that I like how it came out. Here's some more character design ideas. Still not sure about this, but it's really important to me that there are characters who are just like that. So I was playing around with that idea. As a larger woman myself, it's very important that there's representation of fat people being able to be very capable and doing everything that anyone else would. I was just playing around with the idea of one of the characters having like a whole nautical theme, It looks like a spacesuit, but I wanted it to be more like a deep sea diver outfit. I still might tweak it a bit. I still think it's a fun idea, but honestly, I was too lazy to Google deep sea diver outfits. So that's why it looks more like a space outfit. Oh, this is another concept for one of the characters. Kind of based, it's more or less a reuse of a design I've had for a long time. But so she's in a place where it's constantly wet, so she wears a poncho. And then she has a dog who also wears the rain poncho. That's mostly the idea. Playing around. I like this guy. He kind of looks like a worm on a string. But I was just doodling and he just kind of came out. I think that he probably is like he probably actually looks like, let's see. It's so hard to draw and hold up a camera at the same time. But he probably, I think he has legs. So I think he probably looks kind of like that. Boop. So I really like him. I think he's funny. But he's not necessarily for anything. Quick hornet doodle. Just a quick snake. Another character idea for this one. I don't think has as strong as a character design either. I still want to play with the braids, with the big spheres, but I just don't think this is quite it. Some more Cassidy, Michael Afton, Charlie doodles. A bunch of Cassidy doodles right here, based on the idea that Cassidy is the princess in Princess Quest, and that the man is Old Man Consequences, and then also like playing off of Custom Night, where Old Man Consequences is like Get a Life Cassidy, basically. So these are some doodles from that. Some more concepts for characters in the game. I just think this is kind of a funky look and design. I think this design's pretty weak, and she looks kind of young, but, you know, you just keep putting stuff out to see if anything's going to stick. I like this guy actually quite a bit. I think he's got a decent enough personality. This is an idea for one of the scientists, but I didn't quite finish it. This is just randomly drawn. I believe I was asking for some kind of prompts from Tumblr, and I took a couple of them, but I wasn't quite happy with anything I drew, so I don't think I posted anything. These are just like little like seedling guys that are alive. I don't know if they'll ever be for anything, but they were fun to draw for a page. Here's some more Eastward doodles. I splashed color on a couple of these and also posted them on some of my social medias. And I think I eventually got around to posting the sketches themselves. This is some thumbnailing for my webcomic, and then just some trying to figure out how exactly the map for the first area for the demo would work. More thoughts mostly related to the demo, mostly related to the kaijus. Even more character design. I quite like him or them. I don't know if they have if I had a gender in mind for them. I quite like them as well. This is another request fill, I believe. Hi. Welcome to the stream, Journaling with Love. Let's see. This is Mixed Media Master's Touch. I've been getting really into mixed media lately. I'm very bad at adding color to my sketchbooks, but I like the option to be able to splash like watercolor and stuff onto them without destroying them. And I also like mixed media because you can usually use things like even kind of heavier inks, and it won't bleed through too badly. It'll still have some bleed through, but not too bad. Or even, let's see, Backaways. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Backaways I used like Sharpie, and I believe it didn't go too far, like bleed too bad. Yeah, so I used Sharpie pretty decently heavily on this page, and it didn't like bleed through at all. I like mixed media a lot too, Journaling with Love. I would love to do more mixed media. I definitely need more color in my sketchbook. I think color in sketchbooks is really important, but am I good at doing that? Same kind of sketchbook, but smooth Bristol. Ooh, do you like it? Oh, wait, no, I was thinking about a potential, like, priestess-like figure. That's what that was. And then I was also thinking about in this world with kaijus, if there would be characters like the heroes in Pacific Rim. So this is an idea for like kind of a stereotypical hero character to maybe be in the game. And that guy's just fun. I don't even know why I drew him. Oh yeah, sketchbooks can be pretty intimidating journaling with love. A lot of people, and I know I myself used to like be really afraid when I got a new sketchbook, especially if it was a fancier sketchbook, because I didn't want to ruin it. Well, let me know when you do. Go ahead, just comment in any of my videos, and I'll see it. Let me know what you think. This is another. Used to be Jeffrey Hart. Oh, hello. This is another character design idea. I'm not quite sold on this one either, but I also think it's nice. I just think it's even though it has like very eye-catching like hair buns and stuff, I think it's a little generic looking. Some more drawings, doodles, to-do list, notes from school. Here's a whole page of ideas for the main character for the game I'm working on. No, we didn't end up using any of these, but it was a good exercise in trying to come up with a bunch of different designs, but I kind of knew more or less. So, yeah. Let's see. Here's even some more ones. Some ideas about this character. Some element designs for like the, what's the word I'm looking for? For the houses in the town. People who have known me for a long time will recognize who these characters are. They're from a story idea of mine called Way to Go Paul, but was renamed Hagstone within like the past year. Me and my sister who's been working on it with me have been putting our attention back to it. So I've been thinking about them a bit. Here's a Hollow Knight doodle. I don't recall posting this one actually. But just Hollow Knight with a bunch of grubs. Here's a drawing of my human hornet. Oh, thanks, Ryan. They taught it in school back when I was in 2nd grade. That was a decade and a half ago, maybe? No, not quite that long. At least a decade ago. Haven't shown any of my drawings on here yet, cause... And welcome to the stream, by the way, Ryan. Nice to chat with you. Yeah, I'm not an expert, though. I was doing cursive with somebody, or about something, and I couldn't remember, like, the lowercase j, and I was, like, so embarrassed. Let's see. Yeah, I believe cursive was going out of vogue, though, right about the time I was learning it. Which is a shame. I think cursive is so pretty. I'm not necessarily the best at writing it, but I think it's just really pretty. Here's some more drawings. This sounds dumb, but I actually really like some of the shapes in this body right down here. Some more design element concepts. Eldon from Hagstone. Even more Eldon from Hagstone. I want to give him a bit of a makeover design-wise. So this is some ideas for that. Basically, I just drew what I've been wearing lately, which is just a button up with this long jacket thing. Oh, that's so exciting, Jeffrey. And I agree, Ryan. It's art, just like calligraphy. I mean, they don't teach calligraphy as a mandatory thing, but people still do calligraphy and still love it. I believe even in my high school, they taught calligraphy quite often. Oh, and thank you, Mark, and welcome to the stream. This is an idea for the science headquarters in the town. I wanted to create something that looked like eye-catching. It's just a whale, so I don't know if it looks good or if it just looks cheesy, but I think it looks kind of cool. And then I did a bunch of drawings of the main character. The main character's name is Jonah. So if I ever say I drew Jonah, I mean this character. People make fun of it and say it's not that great. I mean, that's fair. Not all art is meant to be shown. Art ultimately should be pleasing to yourself. If your goal is to like have people notice and praise your art, then you should post it. But that doesn't have to be the end goal of your art, and there's no reason to post it if you're uncomfortable with that. Thank you, Ryan. I'm glad you think it's also fluid. Here's some expressions, playing around with expressions for Jonah. And I believe we're at the end of the sketchbook. Oh yes, I heard about that by Goya. The picture of Saturn eating his son was actually in his house, not for like public consumption. Oh, that's okay. This will get archived. But do any of you guys have a quick drawing request? Just something I can do real quick. I'll go for a second longer, Marin, but welcome to the stream. And thank you. I don't know, I just want a username. Yeah, of course. If you guys want like something quick that I can draw fast, I got a request on one of my videos to show how I draw. So, I mean, it won't do much. I'll probably do a proper stream some other time, but I'm too lazy to dig out my equipment. So we'll do one of the, I believe Ryan said one of the seed thingies, so I can do that real quick. In case you guys wanted to see how I go. Thank you guys for coming out, though. There's way more people than I usually get, I feel like. 6 whole people are here right now. 5 whole people are here right now. I'll take what I can get. When I get 1 person, I get excited. I don't care if people keep coming and going. They're welcome to come and go as they please. It's probably something like that. It is very hard to draw, though, while I am holding a phone. Link from the Oracle games. Unfortunately, Jeffrey, I don't know how to draw Jeff the Killer off the top of my head. Any of my OCs. Ooh, any of them. There's so many of them. Oh, thank you. I'll do a just purely drawing stream sometime. It's so hard to find time to stream these days. And again, my setup is somewhere in my room, which is an ungodly mess. Here, we'll draw Siren. I don't know how to draw My Little Pony either. Sorry, by Siren, I meant Angel. I was never super into My Little Pony. My sister was, but I was not. Ooh, I'm getting off center. Sorry. I have to like look around my phone, and so that means it starts drifting without me noticing. What do you've just seen a whole sketchbook of things I like to draw. I like to draw people. I draw Digimon. I draw OCs. I do a lot of Legend of Zelda. I do a lot of Ace Attorney, even though there was no Ace Attorney this entire sketchbook. I kind of burned myself out on Ace Attorney. I still have a big Ace Attorney video I'm working on, but other than that, I don't draw it too much in my free time. I can draw a Link. I don't think it's childish to like My Little Pony. I hope it didn't come out that way. By sister, I meant my twin. So I'm not exactly talking about like my kid sister or anything. Although she's not into it much these days, but I think it's just because the plot sometimes is a little light and doesn't take things quite as far as we'd like. Ooh, these hands are so big on you. It is a good game. I agree with you, Marin. I still love Ace Attorney. I did so much of it. And I do feel bad because a lot of people, I think, like, followed because I was doing so much Ace Attorney, and I'm like, anyway, here's a bunch of Zelda. Speaking of Zelda, if you guys haven't checked out, Marin with an M in the chat, they have actually also done a Zelda Waiting on a Miracle video, and it is great. I have it in my likes. Highly recommend. In this house, we support artists, especially people who do traditional PMVs. Let's see, and then we'll do a quick link from the Oracle Games. I change it. Links. Yeah, of course, Marin. Change his outfit every time I draw him, but I'll do like kind of the outfit I did in the most recent video with him. What about you? What about you, Jeffrey? I can't shout out everyone. I mostly shout out Marin because I've seen one of their vids. We'll go with something like that. Though usually I think I'd give him a bit of a rounder face normally. Something more like that. And then in that video, he wore a poncho thing. Oh, thank you. I don't know how accurate it is. I don't think time passes really weirdly when it comes to my channel. I'll be like, oh, that's a new video I did. And then I'll look and it will turn out that I did that video like forever ago. But I do have a video about drawing hands on my, I believe I have a tutorials playlist. And that's like the 5 tutorials I've done. And then I probably gave him pants that tucked into boots, because that's what I usually do. I don't quite remember though. So something kind of like that, I think, was the design I had for the most recent vid that included him. And then I'll do a quick dark link face for Jeffrey. Cool. Well, if you do, let me know. I say this a lot, but few people seem to actually take me up on the offer. But pretty much, if you put some, if you leave a comment on any of my videos to chat with me, and be like, hey, Becky. I'll be like, hey. I'm not always good at responding at just comments, but if you ask me something or have something to show me or whatever, I try to respond.